Alright everyone, welcome to Mission 3. This is actually one of my favorites, and was the first mission to not only kill one of the protagonist ships, but kill 2 out of 3. Alright, so this mission, Romulan Diderix has sent out a distress call. Its singularity core is unstable and tearing the ship apart. We are dispatching rescue ships as we speak. The thematic versions of the mission briefings are in their own videos. Let's see. You gotta place one generic Diderix card beside the play area with 6 mission tokens on it for each player. This represents groups of Romulans that you will be beaming aboard. So for if you have 2 players, you'll be running 12 mission tokens. If you have 3 players, you'll be playing with 18 mission tokens. Put those on the card. If you don't have a Diderix class ship, feel free to put another Romulan ship in there. Just treat it as if it has a hull value of 6, and it should do the trick. You gotta put now during the place forces steps, all the protagonist ships start in a 3x5 box centered on one playing edge, and this is to try and make it so the players can't just fly in there to an optimal position. They actually have to coordinate with each other so they don't crash into each other. And they can decide on what edge they want to deploy on. It doesn't really make a difference. Then you place one generic Romulan Diderix in the middle of your play area. Again, if you don't have one, you can use a Valdor or some other ship. You could even use an objective token if you have to. Or deep cuts, that's an option. On to the activation phase. During the activation phase, the players have 2 additional special actions they can choose. The first being Rescue Action. And Rescue Action changes depending on how close they are to the Diderix. The Diderix at no point moves. It is a derelict in the water. It stays there. If they are within range 3 of the Diderix and they perform the rescue action, place 1 mission token from the Diderix generic card onto their mission card. This represents them beaming 1 group aboard their ship. If they are within range 2, they may roll 2 green dice. For every non-blank they roll, they can transfer 1 mission token from the generic card onto their ship. And if they roll 2 blanks, they can still transfer 1 because the minimum they can transfer is 1. If they're at range 3, they do the same, but with 3 dice. Again, with the minimum being 1 that they can transfer over. Alright, on to the next action they can take, which is Stabilize the Core. Players within range 1 of the Diderix may spend an action to disable 1 of their tech upgrades and roll 1 attack dice. If it lands on a critical result, skip the gravimetric shear stage for the round, and skip the structural collapse stage for the round. You might be wondering what those are, and I'll get to them in a minute. So, instead of combat phase, you have gravimetric shear. And that's because there's no shooting and fighting in this round, but there's still an environmental hazard. The Diderix is sending out massive waves of gravitational energy that can tear ships apart, and that is known as gravimetric shear. All ships within range 1 of the Diderix rolls 3 attack dice. Treat this as a regular attack against the ship, so they may roll defense dice and use defensive abilities, even attack cancellations. However, the damage that occurs ignores shields. Players at range 2 of the Diderix do the same, but with 2 attack dice. Players within 3 roll 1 attack dice. After the combat phase, which is the phase where the gravimetric shear takes place, and there's no particular order to how it takes place, by the way. You don't do captain skill or anything, you just roll it. But you can choose to run through initiative if you like, do in either direction. However, during the end phase is the structural collapse step. And with that, you place 1 damage card on the Diderix ship. If the Diderix has 6 cards or more, it is destroyed. If the Diderix is destroyed, all ships within range 1 of the Diderix roll 6 attack dice. This damage ignores shields, but the players may defend against it like it's a normal attack. Once again, once the Diderix is destroyed, stop performing the gravimetric shear stage. If a protagonist ship is destroyed, it may transfer all of its mission tokens to another protagonist ship, that being the closest one to it. Now, in order to win the game, they must have at least 1 protagonist ship left with all of the mission tokens, or several protagonist ships that collectively have all the mission tokens on it, before the Diderix is destroyed. And that's how you win. You'll lose if the Daedaradex is destroyed and there are mission tokens still on it, or there are no player ships left alive. And that's the gist of the mission. If players succeed in this mission, the reward for them will be either 1 4-point Romulan crew card or 2 2-point Romulan crew cards. Alternatively, they may choose to pick the same types of cards from their own faction instead, if they can't find any that they like, or you just don't have them in your collection. Once again, if there aren't any crew slots available on their ship, they may instead purchase an upgrade of their choosing of equal value. Finally, if there are no slots at all available on their ship, and there are no elite talent slots available on their ship, like their captain or if they have an elite talent crew, then they can prestige, which is they can pick out a new ship and put a 2-point crew upgrade on it. And of course, consult the chart to figure out what type of captain they can select for said ship. But their prestige ship can be from a separate faction. However, since they are prestiging, they may choose a captain of a different faction. However, their upgrades will be locked more or less to their faction ship.